All right, guys. Fancy serial number report time. It's Monday. Hope everyone's having a great start to your week. So yeah, this is all of a sudden becoming quite the staple in the Blue Ridge Silverhound family of videos. Quite a few of you actually like seeing things like this. Um, yeah, and it just introduces another direction in your collecting. All of which at the expense of what face value. You could go to the bank at any given time, buy yourself up some dollar bills. You go through them, and then whatever you don't save, you just take them right back to the bank, get your money back. So you're pretty much borrowing the money to go through it in the kind of hopes of finding some of these big fancy serial numbers. Now this is all fancy serial numbers. The market is so robust right now. There's a fair amount of auction activity on eBay in very small increments of time. We have about 16 or 17 notes to go through here today. Typically, back I would say 6 months ago, it took about 7 days of auction activity to be able to scrape up 16, 17 listings that we could talk about. But all of this coming from the last 48 hours, just further just cementing just how fun, exciting, and equitable this can be for a lot of you that are, looking to possibly make some extra side money. This is a great side hustle for a number of people I know of. Kingdom Currency on eBay, who, by the way, has his own YouTube channel. You guys ought to check it out. And he also has a membership plan. He's one of the top, if not the top, seller of error currency on eBay right now. We actually had him on the live coin Q&A stream for an interview a while back, and he's a great guy. His name's Sam. Go ahead and check it out. Um, but in any event, I know of a few people that go through paper every single day. They go to the bank, they buy $5,000, $10,000, they cycle through them, and they find notes that they could flip on eBay, and they do a really really good job at doing that and making a fair amount of cash on the side, including their regular day job. See, Sam, Kingdom Currency, has a day job as well. So, another thing, we don't talk about graded content. So, no graded bills are usually talked about on this video. I talked about them a few times before, but much like my Pocket Change Market Report, we're just going to do raw, ungraded stuff because this best represents a way that you could just find the bill, take a picture of it, submit it onto eBay or just list it on eBay, whatever, and let it fly. So let's go ahead and jump in to this. Again, we have a nice little stacked amount of notes to talk about. So the first one that we have here is the 2017 A $1 bill. By the way, brand new 2021 notes, series wise, is out there in circulation right now. It's been a long time coming, and yeah, we they have ones and fives out currently. But let's go ahead and talk about this $1 bill here with a binary fancy serial number. Threes and twos, as you could see there, and what I like most about this note, and something again, Sam from Kingdom Currency had alluded to. It's all about the visual appeal to the note. It would be different if all the threes and twos were jumbled together, but in this particular case, they're all grouped together. So you have five threes in a row and then the three twos, which makes this a much more visually eye-appealing note. So as you can see, the note in itself is in relatively good shape. It does have a center fold. It's got a few other paper waves, a little bit of handling circulation here, not too much. I would assume that the paper itself has a good deal of crispness to it. So I would probably put it at about an XF condition. So as you can see, this one ended at $31, 17 bids. And then we're not going to talk about shipping, but usually these sellers charge an amount of shipping on there. There you go. Oh, and disregard my funds I have currently. I sold a few items here in the last week or so. So that's the first note there. Not too bad. Again, keep an eye out for those binaries. This is a really nice one here. 2017 $1 bill exhibiting what they call a super repeater. So it's two numbers repeated over times four. 95959595. Again, really nice. Note is in decent shape. It's got a hard centerfold, as you can see here on this one. This note's probably more VF in condition, but again, showing once again that condition really doesn't play too much into these. I mean, sure, it's still important, but a note that exhibits a significant amount of wear to where they almost have like a rag kind of texture where they're really floppy, will still have some value. Depending on the type of fancy serial number that's on there, will it dictate a kind of amount of price or value that these sell for. So $66 here for this one, 25 bids. Again, you shouldn't have to feel scared or anything like that about selling these at a like $1 start bid and just let it fly. If you have one of these legit fancy serial numbers, then you will do okay. This is actually a really nice one, although they did put the wrong picture to lead off the listing, because if you're going to go through all of the currency, usually with each listing there's one corresponding main picture that goes along with that, and they elected to do this one. Not only is it the reverse of the note, but it's oriented improperly. Usually you could take the time, you could do it right on eBay Studio. When you're putting together the listing, you could actually rotate the image. So take that extra time, make it again more visually appealing for the consumer, for the collector. So this is a 2003 $1 bill with 7 in a row sixes. So pretty close to solids, only 4 digits away on the serial number from all sixes. Very nice. This is an exceptional note in any condition. As you can see, this one ended at $165.50 with 18 bids. Again, this one is it's sold for the right amount of money, but I implore you guys, make sure you go the extra mile and then actually do the photos right, because if you have a note that's this cool, you don't want to do it dirty by being lazy with the photographs or the editing. So make sure you're doing that. So a really nice note, pretty well circulated, but you could see nonetheless still commanding a very healthy market. Here's another 7 threes. This time it's a 7 of a kind, not a 7 in a row, because they're not all together. You have that 0 that's interrupting kind of the flow of the numbers there. When we're talking about visual eye appeal, this is not nearly as visually appealing as is the prior note, where all of the numbers were together, leading off with 7 sixes or whatever. So, and because of that, the price has been affected. I mean, 6s and 3s are the least desirable numbers in fancy serial numbers. As you guys know, 1s, 7s, and 8s are the most popular. You can even throw 0s in there as well. But this one right here, showing a fair amount of circulation wear. This thing has been around the block a few times. And there's the reverse image there for you. So the 7 of a kind note sold for $50 with 27 bids on there. And it's a 2017 series. The next one that we have here is again yet another binary. Not a true binary. True binaries are 0s and 1s. This one is 0s and 9s. Still, when you have 2 digits that's coordinated within a serial number, that terminology is generally binary. So in any event, it's a $1 bill. It's a 2017A, so it's a relatively newer series. $26.01 with 15 bids. When we go and look at it here up close, you can see that the note has some circulation wear. Again, not one that's fresh out of the BEP pack, and that's okay. Still worth some money to a collector. So here's the first radar or palindrome. So the first 4 numbers repeat the same way through the second half of the serial number, but mirrored in reverse. So 07299270. And it's a 2003A, $2 Fed Reserve note this time around, $25.06. And this note is actually in phenomenal shape. As you can see, it looks like it's crisp and circulated. A little bit off center, maybe a slight miscut, but not enough to warrant the error market premium, as I say. But $25, that's a really solid amount of money. Radars are generally one of the more accessible, easier to find, fancy serial numbers today. Here's another binary on another $2 bill, 2013 series. This one is a gem, as reported by the seller. Zeros and fives, and they're all cut across, jumbled a little bit there. The note is, again, gem, crisp and circulated, nice, even margins all the way around. No folds, no wrinkles, nothing like that. And what I feel like is still the most beautiful reverse of any bill that we have going today. I'm just saying. So $39.99 sale price, 15 bids total. Again, a lot of bidding activity here. Very few buy it nows. We do have a few toward the tail end of today's video. But again, don't be shy about starting these at $1 or $5 and then just letting it fly. I like to start them off at face value. Let's just put it that way. This one's actually pretty cool, but this is a perfect scenario where you possibly might get hurt a little bit by the listing, and there's a lot of things wrong with this one. So this seller has zero feedback, and right out of the gate, they have a $20 bill. It says binary, very cool, 2013, with serial number 222-99222. Sold for $25 with $5 shipping. Take a close look at the serial number of this one. It's not even remotely close to the serial number that the seller says it is. And again, you have to be 100% sure of what you have. Sure, if you screw up, you screw up. That's fine. But and orient your picture correctly. The sideways stuff doesn't work for most people. People are OCD enough, especially collectors of banknotes and currency. They're kind of a funny bunch. They care about the finer details, and this is like one of those things that's a little bit too OCD for most people, even myself. I think more for me from a e-commerce standpoint. I've been around e-commerce since the beginning of the century, and this is a trigger type of photo right here, but it's a completely wrong note. And again, it's the kind of thing that if you're a brand new seller on the platform and you're trying to leverage something that's really easy to find, i.e. banknotes, this is going to kill your push. Unbelievably, it's going to kill every reason or fiber to trying to sell on the platform is because of things like this, which is unfortunate. So we have a few what I call minor fancy serial numbers, but they're still important in the sense that they're close. They're the close but no cigar types fancies. So we have a 2017 Series $1 bill. This has 7 in a row sevens. Now that's more like it. That's one of the more desirable numbers due to its luck factor. So sevens and eights are very lucky, not only to us here in the Western world, but in Japan and China and a few other areas. The number 8 is very lucky, especially China. So 6 in a row sevens, very desirable. As you can see, the market response to that with a $32 sale, 28 bids. That's really generous. I would take that all day long. And again, you're going to be more inclined to find notes with 6 in a row of any one number than 7 in a row. Here's another one right here. This time it's right in the middle, and then you have a 2 and a 7 on the bookend. So we have 6 in a row fours. Looks like a buy it now scoop of $27.99. Here's a little bit of a note condition. Not the prettiest. It does have a pretty substantial tear up here in the margin and going into the actual body of the note, which is again unfortunate, but not too bad of a sale. $28. I would take it all day long. So there you go. Here's another one here. This is a part, one of a few notes with a best offer accepted function. 2017 $10 bill with 7 in a row fives, and this is actually a very pretty note. It's always good to see these type of serial numbers on larger denominations, but the note itself is very crispy. It's flat. Looks like it came out of a BEP strap. Very, very sexy numbers right there. This one right here, let's go ahead and do this. We're going to go ahead and copy and paste because I want to know how much it's sold for. So I like to use a site called 130 Point where you could pull up that information, that data on best offer stuff. So what I'll do is I'll copy and paste the let's see, I gotta get rid of special characters, I believe. So these parentheses might do it. There we go. All right, this should do it. Let's see how much it sold for. 155 was the asking price, and it sold for 129.99. All right, so that's where we're at there on that one. This one right here. Again, really nice amount of money for that. Anything over $100 for a 7 in a row is gravy. That's amazing. Here's what they call a super radar or another binary radar. Now, super radar is you have the same number of bookends. It's like a traditional radar. It reads the same way, the first four numbers as it does the back four. But you'll see that the middle set of numbers that are 6 in a row are all the same digit. So as long as you have the last two digits, the bookends the same, and then 6 in a row in the middle, that's what they call a super radar. One of the more desirable fancy serial number sets out there. On this 2013 $1 bill, as you can see, hefty price tag there, $179.26, 41 bid strong. This is actually a very nice looking note. Again, you can't really argue about visual presentation here. This is a very nice note. The only thing that will make it look better is if it had a matching prefix and suffix letter, like if it was LL or T and a T, you'd be in good shape there and probably make the note a little bit better on the secondary market. So there you go, $180. Well done. Here's a true binary on a $10 bill, 2013. You could see that. I'm not going to click into the picture, but you could see it's ones and zeros. Again, true binaries are rather desirable. So we're going to do the same thing here, $99 asking price. And we're going to go into 130 Point, and we're just going to go ahead and copy and paste this one in here to find out some pricing data. So there you go. And I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight on the fancy serial number market activity. Again, folks are really endearing to this, so we've added into the regular rotation here. So let's see, are we missing anything? No, it's all in there. Try a true binary, fancy serial number 10. Submit one more time. No results. Clear results. Nope. All right. Let's do this again. Try it one more time. We'll keep the all the special characters in there. See if we were able to get any sort of. There we go. So $88 is what it ended up selling at. So I mean that's a very attractive amount of money. Well done. So and again the note is pretty well circulated here. All right. I know I wasn't going to click into it, but we needed to see the goods. Here is a 2017 A. Again, another really pretty visually stunning note. It even has the bookend double A's. And that's the big reason why it sold for $235.50. It's a binary radar. 46 bits. Everybody on the face of the planet wanted this thing. And it's a $2 bill. How cool would it be if the middle two numbers were twos on the two? So there you go, $235.50. Yeah, be on the lookout for that one. That's a gem. And we have, again, another very strong appearance here. Again, two of the most desirable numbers all in the same serial line, ones and sevens. So we have a 7 in a row ones with a 7 to cap it off. $262.76 with 39 bids. Again, a very nice note. It's on a 50 this time around. So it worked out. You have a much higher cost going into it, and that's why I'm saying probably better to look at $1 bills for things like this. But if you came across it just by going to the bank and getting a few bucks in cash with 50s and hundreds, and one of them turned out to be this, I would not give it away at face value. So they are keepers till the end. Two more notes, ladies and gentlemen. We actually have something really neat here. This might represent another way that you can enjoy this hobby, is to find a matching set. They could either be the same series, but they will most certainly be like maybe a different block. So the serial number is the same, with exception of the block. So this is the KA block, 2013 Series 1, and then an EE block of the same serial number. So what they've done was they've paired it together and sold it as is. And the big draw here is that this person was lucky enough to find both serial numbers that were the same, and the notes are in impeccable condition. Very nice, crisp, uncirculated notes. $300 was the sale price on this one. And the big factor here is that they're matching and there's a pair. And then the final one is a big time $100 bill. Okay, again, a much higher cost here because you're in it $100. But it's a low serial number 17. $427 is the final sale price. I can't even believe this one. 23 bids altogether. Again, very active. There you go. Serial number 17 on this one. PLI block. Really pretty. The note has some circulation wear. Nothing too crazy. Very, very minimal. Probably more XF than anything else. But yeah, even the bigger notes, again, do not shy away from keeping these. I know it's $100 and it's a very, very high denomination to just hold on to. But if you could do a quick flip and make yourself 3 to 4x profit on a low serial number, then bam, you are in like Flynn, ladies and gentlemen. So 427. Well done. So that is kind of in a little wrap here, the fancy serial number market. And it was a lot of fun to talk about these here with you. Again, go out there if you're looking to get away from doing coins. Maybe you need a little bit of a break. Go to the bank, pick yourself up a few bundles of ones. Sure, you're gonna be using your money, but you could always put that back anytime. The prospect is here. The brand new 2021 notes are live. They are out there to be hunted through as we speak. So this represents a really big opportunity to do so, and I would highly encourage you guys to do it now while the iron's hot. And this part of numismatics is continually growing as we are talking. So that's it, guys. I'm your host, Sean, with Blue Ridge Silverhound. Keep on collecting. Hopefully you're enjoying this hobby as much as I am. And I hope to see you guys on the next video. All right. So long.